YouTube. How we doing, family? It's your boy, Yo. And there's another episode of Yo Hoops. We go through every NBA game every day. Today's Sunday, February 9th, and we have a 3-game NBA card. I'm going to walk you through every game, let you know which sides I like, and stick around because I'll let you know my highlighted play of the day. I'm going to also go through the Super Bowl, give you guys my pick, and I have a couple props for you. I do this every day for free, so make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite games in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's recap. Recapping yesterday, we did drop our highlighted play of the day. We took the Indiana Pacers laying 4 points against the Los Angeles Lakers. The highlighted skid continues, guys. I told you yesterday you might need to start fading me. Hey, the Pacers won 3 out of the 4 quarters by margin, but the Lakers got out to a 22-point lead in the first quarter and coasted on it the whole game. Austin Reeves scored 45 points, just making 14 shots and 4 3-pointers. There is only one way you get 45 points, scoring only 14 field goals. I'll let you guys do the math on that one, though. We still went 6-5 against the spread overall on the card. So like I've been saying, not seeing the board terribly, but let's get out of that highlighted funk today. Let's go get a win. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. In our first matchup, we have the Charlotte Hornets in Detroit taking on the Detroit Pistons. Pistons are laying 10.5 points, and the total is 225. The big news looming over this game is LaMelo Ball's injury. He's questionable for this game, but the line being 10.5 Pistons suggests to me that he won't play. Mark Williams was also just rescinded to the Hornets, not clearing the physical for the Lakers, so he shouldn't go here as well. That's insane. I've never seen a trade rescinded after it was finalized. The Lakers are pulling some finesse game out here. That being said, they still have no center, but we'll get to the Lakers when we get there. The Pistons haven't been dominant laying huge points at home. I've been telling you guys that all season, but I think it's warranted here against the banged up Hornets team. Detroit just aired out the Sixers by 13 points at home. That was in their last outing, and that was with Embiid and Maxey playing. Here, with the Hornets banged up, I think the Pistons air them out by double digits. We're taking the Pistons laying the 10.5 as our first selection of today. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Philadelphia 76ers in Milwaukee taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Sixers are laying 1.5 points, and the total is 228. Looking at the injury reports for this one, Joel Embiid is questionable for the Sixers. Then on the Bucks side, Pat Connaughton is questionable, and Giannis is ruled out. I really don't like this Bucks team without Giannis playing. The Bucks have only been underdogs at home one time this season, and they lost that game against the Boston Celtics, so they're 0-1 against the spread as home dogs. The Bucks never give Milwaukee points at home, and when they do, it's because they're about to get aired out. I would like to see if Embiid is playing, but even if he doesn't, I think this Sixers team is better than the Bucks with no Giannis. We're taking the Sixers on the money line, no point to lay the 1.5. The money line is only minus 120. So we're taking the Sixers on the money line as our next selection of today. Let's move. In our last and final matchup of the evening, we have the Toronto Raptors in Houston taking on the Houston Rockets. Rockets are laying 9 points, and the total is 223.5. Houston's been in a funk recently. They're now on a 6-game losing streak. I know the feeling. They've lost to run-of-the-mill competition, too, like the injured Mavericks, the Timberwolves in Minnesota. They lost to the Nets twice, so they've been losing against inferior competition, too. The Raptors, on the other side, though, they've been bad all season. They're now 16-36, just straight up. We do cash with the Raptors very often, but that's because they get huge point spreads. Here, they are getting a huge point spread, but I don't think they're covering in this one. As road underdogs, they cash at a significantly lower clip. Where we normally cash with Toronto is as home dogs in Toronto in Canada. Houston at home, I trust them here. This is a get-right spot for both of us, me and the Rockets. We're both on a 6-game losing skid, and we're both bouncing back together today. We're taking the Rockets laying the 9 as our highlighted selection of today. Let's move. Today is the Super Bowl, guys. We have Super Bowl 59. We have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Chiefs are laying 1 point. It's a pick 'em here, and the total is 48.5. I'm not personally a fan of any specific organization in the NFL, but there's no team that I've cashed with more than the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. Over the last 5 years, the Chiefs have a playoff record of 13-2, the best in the NFL and one of the best of all time. Of course, we remember these two teams faced off in Super Bowl 57 2 years ago. And keep in mind that not only are these the same two teams going, but this is the exact same line. If you do this betting stuff long enough, guys, you'll see history repeats itself. And I think that's exactly what we're about to see. I'm not going to overcomplicate this one at all for you guys. The Chiefs have been paying me a king's ransom over the years. We're headed straight back to the bank. We're taking the Chiefs money line on -120 as our Super Bowl selection. And make sure you guys try and play this one live as well, because the Chiefs love to play from behind. I've cashed so many +150 and +200 money lines halfway through the game. So keep an eye, make sure you're watching and betting live. Let's move. Taking a look at our favorite player props of the Super Bowl. If you like the Chiefs to win the game, definitely take a look at Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowl MVP. It's at +115 odds, and if the Chiefs win this game, they're not robbing Mahomes of the three-peat Super Bowl MVP. Our next, I like Travis Kelce for an anytime touchdown. He's the go-to for Mahomes in high leverage situations, and we have it at +115 odds. Our next selection, if you want to look in the Eagles' direction, I'm playing Saquon Barkley over 26.5 yards in the second quarter. It's -110 odds. Like I said, the Chiefs love to play from behind, so they're likely going to be down in the second half. That being said, the Eagles have to go up in the first half for that to happen. I expect the first quarter to be slower pace with both teams settling in. It's the Super Bowl. And then the second quarter to be where the Eagles start to get busy. Saquon is a pivotal part of their offense, and I could easily see him going for 40+ in the second quarter. Those are my favorite props for today. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. The losing streak continues, but we're going to get right. We're going to get right in February. I don't take it on the chin, and I don't take it personally. I've lost 15 games in a row before, and I've also hit 20 in a row. So it comes with the territory, and we're going to get right. We're going to be positive at the end of the day. Once we see one go through, we're going to start cashing. Like I told you yesterday, though, if you got to fade me, do what you got to do. Maybe the Rockets game is the one game you should avoid. We've been cashing on every other play besides our highlighted. I do this every day for free, so make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Yo. And until the next one, I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.